Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year once again. Today is Friday, January 2nd, 2026. Another year begins for us. Let's get into economic data, which there is none today for the overall market. However, there is some data for Tesla at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. There's going to be their delivery, fourth quarter sales, which I don't think has that much of an impact on their overall market like it used to these days. I think the stock price is pretty much dictated by what everybody's expecting for the future with their robo-taxi, autonomous driving, and their Optimus robotics. But anyways, that being said, let's see here for next week. You don't have anything. Monday you do. You've got ISM manufacturing, so we'll talk more about that. I'll go over the week ahead on Sunday, but let's get through today. Go over the broader markets like we always do. ES right now we are still hanging on to. So let's go over a little longer picture here on the ES, what the ES did here. So we had a gap up from, when was this? From December 19th. So that gap filled right here. And so what I mean by a gap up, when the market opens up above where it closed, it creates a gap up. And you can see right here that it created that gap up and rallied up, and then we actually filled it on the last day of the year. So now we filled it, so now it becomes a little support for you right there. So I like that level of support, and then we started moving higher off of that level. However, we'll see what kind of what kind of power we get behind it. We could take a look at our SMAs right now. We are above the 20-day SMA. I like that level to hold. I think that'd be very important. If we lose that level, I think your next level of support, the 20-day SMA is at 69.15.94. I think in order for us to really get a decent push, I think we're going to have to get above the 69.51.87 level and hold. Then I think we could start pushing into that 69.96.30 level. And then actually I'm going to get rid of that level right there. And then if we can really, I think our first level right here to really get above and hold to make you confident that we're going to push towards new highs is at 69.51.87. If we lose the 20-day SMA at 69.15.93, I think we'll come back down here and we're going to test the 68.96.51 level again. If we lose that, I think we come back down and we test the 50-day SMA at 68.81.75, call it. And then if we lose that, we come down to that 68.70 level, 68.70.75, which is the lower end of regressional trend line that I have down here. And then it also coincides with October 9th's high at 68.70, 68.70.75. Anyways, let's get over to the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, important also levels here. So the NASDAQ we see on December 30th, 31st rather, we could not get above the 20, but you can see right now we are above the 20-day SMA, so that's pretty good for the NASDAQ because we failed it on the 30th, and then on the 31st could not get above it, and now as of this morning we are above it. So if we hold that 20-day SMA, which is sitting right about 25,688.98, I would say that feel confident. I would feel confident in the longs if we can get above that 25,750.75 and then push into that weekly high setback October 20th at 25,815. And then if we get above that 25,815, I think we can really push into that FMOC load from December 10th at 25,881 and a quarter. I think it would get a little heavy there if we do push through that. We're going to get to that 25,931.25 before I see it being a little heavy up there also. On the downside, if we lose the 20-day SMA, I think we come down to the 50-day SMA, which is sitting at 25,600. 62.75. If we lose that, you see this the same thing with this gap fill that we had down here. The market gapped up from December 19th, came back down, actually filled it, didn't quite fill it on the next day, so we actually came and filled it about 10, 11 days later on, and we actually plowed right through it. But now we are above it, so I actually like this level. I'm going to change that level. I'm going to make that a level of support now. So if we come back down to it, I would definitely use this level here for a line of support. And then, of course, again, if we lose that level, then we're going to change that and see what happens there. But I like that we're above it right now. We'll see how it trades today because we are above this lower end of the regressional trend line. I like that at 25,645 and a quarter. That's positive. We're above the 50-day SMA at 25,662.81. We're above the 20-day SMA sitting here at 25,691.85. We'll see how the market opens on that. We're going to push, on the upside, and we get above that 25,750.75. I do like that push to the upside today to start the year off positively. I think the money managers right now, they have their new year started. They've got some new budgets and they want to get going right away. And because I think most of the fund managers out there, they underperformed last year, so I think they've got a lot of making up to do. So let's get into Tesla right now. You've got Tesla numbers coming out at 8 o'clock, like I said right now. It started to spike a little bit in pre-market, and now you can see it selling off a little bit. We're looking at a 1-hour chart right now. You see Tesla over the last several days has been selling off. Once we made that new high of 499.68 rather, it's been coming off. And then it's still kind of hold this level at 458.98. It was, kind of like a very choppy day to end the year. Hey, good morning, and then you got a bit of a sell-off towards the end of the day, about 1:30. I kind of hung around for that. And then I thought it was only a half a day on Wednesday, but it was a full day. And so I actually hung around till the latter part of the day where you actually got a good little push to the downside. But then you can see we're popping up right now in pre-market. But I would say that there may still be some downside left in the tank here for Tesla. And if we do get a little more downside, I would say that could be looking at this between this 434.81 and 439.74 level. The 439 is a weekly high set back in January of 2025. And that may be a decent level if we pop back to. Nice break and retest to come all the way back down there and hold that level. Or if we lose that level, maybe 434.81, which was a low from December 9th of last month. And then I would say, unfortunately, if we lose that 434.81, which is very possible, I think we would come back down here and we could possibly test this 410.45 level on the downside. That being said, there on the and you have to just look at it right now, and the reason that's why I'm looking downside, even though I'm overall bullish on Tesla for longer term. But right now, you have to pay attention to what's going on over the last several days. So what I would say right now, and it's going to be probably respect this low of 465.83. So if we did have a pop today into this, I would see how it responds there. I would say that maybe if you pop into 465.83. You may get a selling at that level right now. I mean, I think this first level right here, 460. Actually, it's going to be a little, maybe at this. It shows 462.73. Maybe you could see maybe right at that December 6th high, 463.01. I'm not so keen about these pre-market levels right here. I do know that a level that was giving us a hard time on Friday was right in here. Just, we thought that this level, right, let's say right in there at 455.50 level, that was a level that was just playing around all day, maybe a little lower. And then let's go into my trading levels here. So my trading levels, yeah, so this 454 level, 454.25 level, I would say that that's going to be a pivot level today with Tesla, what it's going to do for us. I would say if we lose that, I think we get some more downside, and then come on down to these levels that I told you before, the 434 to 440.07 level. So let's take a look and see what we're going to do for the 5-minute opening range trade today. Today's expiration date, so I'm going to have my my strike price is pretty tight. So you can see the 460 strike price. It closed at $1.81 premium, and we are currently, where did we close? We close right at 449. So we're about $5 higher. So this may open up right at it. So I'm going to change my strike price to 455 on the call side. So it closed at 325. So I suspect this will probably open up probably right in that area there. And then as far as the put side is concerned, it closed at 545. I'm going to change this to 455. And I think that this is going to open up much lower also, because right now we're trading, both of these are right at the money right now. So we'll see what happens after the market opens. These will be adjusted immediately, because they expired today. And what I typically do, I'll trade the expiration date for today up in a functional trading after 10:30, 11 o'clock. I will then switch from this week's expiration date to the following week's expiration date. So I'll switch from January 2nd to January 9th. And what that does is it gives me a little more time on this premium decay. So what I mean by that is when you have 0 DT, and 0 DT stands for 0 days till expiration, that means that the premium price, it fluctuates, and you lose the value really quickly on the days that it expires. So if I give myself a week out, that means that it's not going to be as volatile, right? So I'll trade this probably till 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning. And then if I still happen to be trading at that point, I'll probably switch my expiration date to the following week. So if we go through the opening day trade from Friday, by the way, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And then also hit that more button so you can join the Discord community for live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time every day. So you can see right here, we had the 5-minute opening range. And those of you that are new here, the reason why we do the 5-minute opening range is because that's where you get the most volume, and it pretty much dictates where the market is going to take you for the day. However, there are days where you're going to be just range bound, and you may have to stick around all day till you get a move. But this range on Friday was 452.62, 456.55 for the high. And you could see it was range bound pretty much all day until finally about 1:30, you finally got your break. And you could have gotten, you could have taken that all the way down to about 449. So you could have gotten about $6 out of that move. So, that's part of trading. And I say in the trading room all the time that, once it becomes boring for you, that's when you know that you've become a trader. When I first started out trading, I was clicking the button every second. I wanted to be in the game. But that's not what trading is about. It's about being selective. It's about knowing, doing your back testing and knowing where your entries are going to be, and preserving your capital. When I get into my trades, the first thing I look at is not how much money I'm going to make, but where is my stop going to be. But anyways, that's going to be it for today. Again, Happy New Year, and hit that thumbs up button, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that more. If you click more down below, you can join the Discord community to come in for live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time every morning. If I don't see you in there, I will see you on Sunday for the Market Ahead review. Have a great weekend, everybody, and trade smart today, and I will talk to you soon.